Hello. This is your reading for Sunday, January 26th. Good morning if it's morning for you when you're joining me. Whatever time of day it is. Greetings. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So, what is the most important thing to know? What do we need to know for this day? So my intention is to get my information from the highest levels of love, the forces of love, and higher self to higher self with all of you guys and gals. With all of yous. Okay, right there. Ooh, Knight of Swords. So the morning is pretty much get up and go. Be careful about going too fast. 10 of Pentacles, and then the Star reversed. So that's interesting. What a combo. So with our theme being the 10 of Pentacles, of course, it's our family card. It's our ancestry. It's our legacy. It's you know, the whole kit and caboodle of our lineage and what we believe, or how we've been treated. Because it's upright, you know, we're talking generational wealth usually. Keywords for the 10 of Pentacles are sometimes inheritance, but of course family, things, places where we're established. It's a good card for retirement. But this is interesting. I wonder if... Well, the Star card, upright or reversed, is more of a nighttime card. So maybe there's someone out there who is going to rush off in the morning to be with family. Sorry if you're hearing a bunch of noise out there. There's a lot of work going on in my neighborhood. There's a whole housing track going on behind me. So, but anyhow, with the Knight of Swords, we're talking fast, swift movement. The swords have to do with the way we think, and usually action follows thoughts, which is why we have, you know, this movement here. And the Knights are all about movement. With the swords, it's the fastest. Then again, you know what? That can maybe not actually. Maybe I'm wrong on that. The Knight of Wands would be the fastest, because the Wands, when it comes to timing in the tarot, Wands are days or springtime. Cups are months or summertime. Swords are weeks or autumn, you know, fall. And the Pentacles are years or wintertime. So I would have to say with the Knight of Swords, a movement, like maybe there's been some plans that was put in place last fall, you know, that just recently, and to visit family and be with family. And then by the nighttime, maybe you're with the Star reverse, maybe you're just not feeling like you believe in yourself so much anymore. Maybe, or you don't believe in the family and the, you know what I mean? Like maybe these cards are really good for someone who has completely come home to themselves and trust themselves. And maybe you've created your own little peaceful empire with your own, you know, doggies and your friends and family that come and visit you often. And maybe it's something more unique than your parents and grandparents have ever had or wanted or could create, with the limitations of the era that they, you know, grew up in and became adults in. And so but with the Star, where when it comes to reversed, let me come up with some keywords for this. So, well, it's upright. It's usually hope, and your spirituality is you're feeling very spiritual, and there's like an inner type of a renewal and some inspiration, and serenity. It's going to be our serenity now prayer. Remember Seinfeld? But when it comes to reverse, there's something less than that. This is one of those cards that are really hard to mess up. Even reversed is still pretty darn good. There's just a little bit of discouragement, a little lack of faith, and I think it does have to do with the family lineage, and maybe they have moved too quickly with their thoughts and their words, and maybe you're not taking that in. And so if you are spending any time with them, maybe it was yesterday, or maybe it's going to be tomorrow, or maybe these cards don't apply to you at all, and it's just a lesson. So with the Star reversed, at the worst this card could ever be is the Dark Night of the Soul. Now, we can get that with, we can get little bits and pieces of that with the Nine of Swords as well, especially when it comes to reversed. But when we have the Star reversed, because this is how we have attached to the universe and put all of our beliefs out into the universe, right? I mean, if we look at it upright, it's pretty easy to see. You have the web of the universe, the universal forces, behind, above, and around, all around, and there's that constant flow of intuition and guidance. We could look at this card as being like the GPS of our soul. But when it comes through reversed, we have just a little less than that for some reason or another. Maybe we're just feeling off kilter. And if you spent a lot of time with your family, and you've picked up on their belief system, whether it was spoken or not, and you're picking up on that, you might have to just think of like cleansing to get rid of things that aren't yours. And here's another really important, I don't know what spiritual law it falls under, but it's all my years of helping people. There are some very human false beliefs that we glom onto, and one of them is, one of the best ways to work with whatever the false belief is to, first of all, we have to identify it. We have to be, and it comes from our past and our lineage and the way we were raised, but we have to identify what it is. Where did we get the false belief? And then you question it from all different angles. Like, is it true? And you'll figure out it's not eventually, but it's so deeply ingrained in human interactions and human experience that you might doubt yourself, and you might doubt your own individual connection to the universe that goes beyond your parents, your grandparents, and siblings and other family members. So you could make a lot of headwind by disconnecting from that and going to the place where, okay, first off, step number one is this true? Whatever if you're sniffing out a false belief, first number one is it true? And then you ask yourself from a bunch of different angles, well, where did you get the false belief? And is it really true? And I mean, that's quite a process. It takes a long time to do that, especially when it's a really deep one that really affects your life. It's always going to be a self-worth issue. It's always going to be around something like, I don't get what I want, so why bother? Doesn't matter what I want, so I'm not even going to think about that. Or because I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not blah, blah, blah. Or I'm too much, or I always get in trouble, or I'm bad, or I'm wrong, or I don't matter. All these ridiculous false beliefs. But they came from our lineage, and our parents were just trying to keep us safe, so they put a lot of fear out on us. Doesn't help anything. Except for, when you're little, you don't want to let kids touch a hot stove and things like that. You're always wanting to keep them safe. But it's pretty easy nowadays to kid-proof a house. Back in these days, it wasn't. Dangers abound, right? So you name the false belief, figure out what it is, question it from all different angles, get to the place where you realize it's just a load of crap. So you identify it, but then you stop identifying with it. And the universe then becomes your mirror. The universal forces of love and truth become your mirror. And then it has nothing to do with your lineage anymore. And you could get up in the morning every day just very clear and focused, but you don't want to rush around. This is how you trip and fall. So yeah, and then so you figure out what the lie of your soul is. It's literally how you got in here. It's how you chose the parents. From the highest levels of love, we choose whatever we need to heal, and Earth School affords us that opportunity. But we agree to temporarily forget who we truly are, so that we can work on these little, like a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a. I used to see it when I first started meditating on it. I would see it like like the moon, but all the pockets into the moon, and in the shadows, like into like a full moon with all the, you catch my drift. And with every work, with every process of working through the false beliefs, then it would shine more clear, and the pocket would be gone, and so you would eventually have a very clear emotional body, and your spirit. Then your full spirit can shine through at that place. At all of those places, and after all of that processing, so you get clearer and clearer as you go. But it's really important, like I said, to identify what it is, but don't identify with it, because it's not who you really are. That's the important piece. And you figure out what the false belief is, and you write it down. And then, you do all that questioning, and then at some point you turn it around into its exact opposite. So it's like, if I'm not good enough, then it is, then your unitive statement would be, I am more than good enough. I can do it, or whatever you want to, it's really important that they're your own words, but you need to create a unitive statement of truth. And then that's your affirmation. And that's basically how we heal our souls. It's not easy, but it is simple. So, okay, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys are doing really well. Bye.